pandemonium. Use my fangs to murder ya. Yo soy la diosa, los demonios no me controlan. Soy culebra. What's up? This is Octoberz. Welcome to my podcast, Nightmare on Sedgwick Avenue. This is season 4, and this is going to be episode 5. Today we have a great guest. I actually met him at a book fair here in San Diego. He goes by Dave Pepper, and he has a new shop that he's just opened up. I think it's like border of National City. It's called BookWorks N Such, and we're going to talk to him about that, how he got started and all that. So without further ado, let me bring him on the screen here. Hello, Dave. How's it going?
Hey, Gabby. How's everything this morning?
Good. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be on here. Do you want to do a little brief introduction of like who you are, what you do?
I'm Dave Pepper, born and raised, native from San Diego. Worked down here in National City at the SoCal truck stop, Pepper Oil, right by Pepper Park, off a mile of cars. And I've been selling books online, mostly horror kind of things, Stephen King a lot, for about 5 years. And I decided to try my hand at this, having an actual store. So I'm giving it a go.
Nice. And how did you get like into like, being like a collector and selling books? Like how did that all get started? Like you said 5 years ago, but where did that come from? Like have you always loved reading or where does that come from?
I'll be honest, my first read that I remember a long time ago, obviously, was Amityville Horror.
Okay.
And the horror thing kind of grabbed me, and then my next thing was Pet Sematary by King, and I had to do a book report in English class, 9th grade, Girls Went High.
Yeah.
And from there on, I had the hook in my mouth. Stephen King was my guy, and it just kind of grew from there. I have a personal collection at home that's gone way out of hand. I wish I could show you that part too, because it's pretty nuts. I got some really cool stuff.
That's pretty cool. How did you start collecting? You just started like buying stuff and it eventually became like a collection, or what was it?
It was kind of an accident because I was just reading at the time, and I was one of the dumb people. When I bought a hardback, I threw the cover away.
Yeah.
Which is half the collectability of a book. And I just kind of started keeping the books and eventually got smart enough to keep the cover. And it just kind of grew from there. And then I found out somehow that first editions are the ones you really wanted, the first print, and just kind of grew from there. I bought my first big purchase was the Gunslinger first edition, print, which is a really hard find.
Yeah.
I bought it in Bonita at a small bookstore probably 25, 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
$150, and now it's a $1,000+ book. So,
oh, that's crazy.
And finding the needle in the haystack like that is, for a collector or somebody completist like me.
Yeah,
it's a good thing. It's fun. It's fun.
What other like first editions do you own, or do you have?
I only collect Stephen King, and I have all of them.
Oh wow.
Every one.
Is that for your personal collection, or do you sell some of those?
I do sell those also. I get as many as I can. I guess he has the King name for a reason.
Yeah.
But it's just fun to find them. It really is.
Yeah, it's unique. Yeah, because I remember actually like at the Kobe's swap meet down here, like by Sports Arena. I was just shopping one day and I found the Cycle of the Werewolf, which is like I'm wearing the T-shirt of like Silver Bullet, but nice. Yeah, I found like the actual graphic novel. I didn't even know there was a graphic novel until I found it. It was just there, and like it was like $2. And I was like, wow, like I'm pretty sure this is worth more than $2, but
yeah, it's about a $25 book now if you can find a first print of it.
It was pretty cool.
About 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think I saw, you had one in your collection. I saw it, but I was like, that's a pretty cool find. Because I think a lot of people don't really know, like, the worth of some of these books sometimes. Because I've seen some at, like I said, at swap meets or, like, thrift shops or something like that. What drew you to Stephen King, though? Like, was there a specific book you said that you read from his collection that got you?
It was actually Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary.
And then I think from there, I probably did Carrie and the typical ones that everybody knew about at the time.
Yeah.
and then, found the story that he had actually thrown Carrie in the trash, and
Yeah.
he pulled it out of the trash and said, "No, you're going to finish this." And here we are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Pet Sematary, I think he said is one of his scariest books, like for
I think
him,
so.
right? I
And
think
so
so too.
a lot of his books don't actually scare me. Um, they scare me more in the sense of what if, or if it was real, could it really happen like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's not really a jump out of my seat scare or anything like that, but a lot of people don't realize that, but I
Yeah, I
love it.
agree. Yeah, I think it's more like unsettling or the fact like something kind of like Pet Sematary, like he touches on pretty deep stuff like about death and grief and all that stuff. Like
Or
how far are you willing to go, to like not let someone go.
exactly,
So I think
exactly.
that for sure is kind of like scary. Like I remember I watched the movie first before I read the book, and the scene where like Gage gets like run over by the truck, and then the funeral scene, just stuff like that, like that he touched on real stuff. And I think he said he lived in a like a place where like the trucks were passed by, and he just thought about like what if something happened to my kid, like what
Yeah,
would I do? So it's kind
yeah.
of cool.
A lot of things he gets for his books are from real life experiences.
Yeah, that's
Hmm?
why I think it makes it so like you said, scary, like not in a regular like jump scare way, but like more in like a regular like it could happen to you.
Yes, for sure.
What's your favorite book of his? Is it like Pet Sematary, or what would you say is your favorite one?
I actually have two. My favorites are The Stand, which
Okay.
is another classic of his, and then a newer one called 11/22/63.
Oh, okay, that's the J. Is it the JFK one or something, right?
JFK. Right. That's right. Very good.
Yeah, I need to read that one. I have they make a show right on it. I think I
Yeah,
remember.
there's one on, I think it was on Hulu, or you can get it on DVD now. It's about a 9 episode series, something like that. It's got James Franco in it. It's pretty good. It's pretty
Okay, I
good.
have to check it
Obviously,
out.
the book's better.
Yeah, I have to like read the book then. So those are your top two. Like, what about movies like based on his books? Like, what would be your like top?
That's an easy one. And it's not scary at all. Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
That one for me is not just favorite movie of Kings, it's just favorite movie, period. It has
Yeah,
everything in it, has the best actor in it. It just gets me right in the heartstrings. Yeah, it's all of
yeah.
it.
Any other one like a second movie that you like besides that one?
Misery is always really good.
Oh yeah,
Green Mile, obviously, everybody loves the Green Mile. Stand by Me with the four boys.
yeah,
Again, real life situations that are not actually scary, but they are in a way. Just he just writes it differently. That's all.
that's true. Yeah, I agree. And kind of to get obviously we're on here to also promote like your new shop that you started, which is BookWorks and Such. And how did that come about? Like obviously you've been collecting all that, but like how did you get the place? Like what made you want to like actually start your own like bookstore?
Well, like I said, I had been doing it a little bit online for about 5 years. I did it on some Facebook pages, specifically either a Stephen King page or a Books of Horror page.
Hmm.
And I would just see people talk about other authors that I hadn't read, or did you see this book? Have you guys read this book? So I would look for those and sell them. And at the time, it was buy as much as I could and post it, sell it, move on to the next batch.
Yeah,
And to open the store, I had to do completely against what I was used to doing, which I had to hoard it all.
yeah,
It was hard because I'm so used to getting it and selling it. And it's here actually at my work. We have a warehouse here at work that one corner of it wasn't being used. And I thought, well, I'm here every day anyway.
yeah,
I'm only 10 minutes from home. There's nothing like this down here. Why not? See what
yeah,
happens. And I just kind of put it together. And I've always kind of done thrift storing and used bulk stores and swap meets, like you said, with Kobe's.
uh-huh.
The It just kind of grew from there. It's not just a bookstore. That's what I don't think
Yeah,
people understand. The such part of my name in the
yeah.
bookstore,
It's for the more.
yeah, is the other stuff, which is I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I've been to your shop like just once. I need to go again. But yeah, like it's cool like the eclectic like collection you have because you have like DVDs, VHSs, comics, graphic
Yep.
novels, all that stuff. So it's cool. It's like for everybody. Like if you're into like horror, and even outside of that, I saw that you have other stuff, which is pretty cool. Even bookmarks too.
Mm-hmm. I have some classics. I have some a little bit of history, not very much, some sports, some rock and roll stuff, like um, Keith Richards and Marilyn Manson, um, Motley Crue. I have a lot of different things down here. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's a cool location too because it's like it's kind of like not overpacked with people, so it's like you can find parking right away too. It's like a lonely kind of street, like only like semis pass by there, so it's kind of cool.
I wish it was packed with people.
Right. Hopefully,
Yeah.
pick up because I know you just had like your grand opening. What like is it gonna be a month already or a couple
Um,
weeks?
Past a month. I'm about 5 or 6 weeks in now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How is that going? Like, are you trying to promote it like through like word of mouth or what's like your way of promoting it?
Word of mouth, Facebook, Instagram. I've made up recently. I got them last week, I think. Some little flyers to hand out to businesses that are close by, other bookstores, anywhere people would hopefully sit down and talk and just chit chat and maybe see one. And I'm just trying to find my freaks and geeks. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
I'm like over here on your Instagram and like just kind of showing like some of the collection you have here.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, so BookWorks and Such on Instagram, and same thing on Facebook. You're under just Dave Pepper, right? Or do you have
I
a
have
face?
both. I have
Okay.
just my name, and then I have Bookworks and Such on Facebook too.
Okay. Cool. And what is this? Is this a table or let me see?
It's a rug.
Oh, it's a rug. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even see that one.
Mhm. I have another one with Pennywise coming out of the grate, out of the sewer grate.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to grab one of those. And
Why
then I
that
saw
coffee
this,
there, I don't know.
and then your daughter does this, right? Like keychains.
Yes, yes. She makes little keychains. She makes candles. She's my little entrepreneur. She's trying to get things going like Pops here.
That's cool. How old is she?
She's 22, almost
Okay,
23. A couple of weeks she'll be 23.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as far as like your bookstore, like what's the main goal for you? Like, do you want to just have people like obviously you want business to thrive and all that, but like, what's your main goal for like this bookstore? Like, are you trying to get maybe like the younger generation to? Because I know like the younger generation, everything's like in the palm of their hand now. But like for me, I love like having that hard book cover, like to read. But what is your main goal for you for this bookstore?
Just to have fun with it, and if I can make some money at doing it, I mean, I'm getting up there in age, and I'm not really into the physical part of work anymore.
Yeah,
I love being around the books. I like the smell. I like the look of them. I like the way they're presented on a shelf.
yeah,
Uh, I have always, like I said, collected things, and I'm just trying to find same-minded people as myself that, like you, like
yeah.
that book in hand. They don't want what is the,
With little tablets.
yeah, the tablets. It's not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah, I agree. And
Mhm.
what would be like for you, like your top like five like horror films? Are you like a horror fan as well? Besides like the books, do you also love like horror movies or?
I am. I'll be honest. I don't step way outside the
Yeah,
kingdom, I call it.
yeah,
I do like the Halloween flicks. Some of the newer ones are good.
yeah,
Obviously, the originals. The original Exorcist. Obviously, Pet Cemetery, like I said, Carrie. Let's see what else. I'm not really in. It's kind of weird. I'm not really into the uh, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know
uh-huh.
why. Um, let's see what else. Now you put me on the spot. Now I don't know.
What about do
Uh,
you like obviously like The Shining, like the
oh,
doctor
of course,
the Doctor Sleep? Did you ever watch the newer one? Have you seen
I
it?
do. I love the newer one.
Yeah,
I think it's great that they mixed. part of The Shining in with it. I mean, it makes sense that it goes together, but that they
Yeah.
were able to put that actually in the movie, like the background music and scenes from the hotel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. I love it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I really loved it. Actually, that movie made me want to go back and watch The Shining because I watched The Shining when I was a kid, but I don't think I really took it seriously. Like everybody, it has like a huge like cult following, but for me, it was like, it's all right. But then I watched Doctor Sleep, and I was like, wait, let me go back to the original,
Yeah,
and I appreciated it more after
yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah. So yeah. And for you, like, what has been your like greatest accomplishment? Like, would you say the bookstore having this bookstore, or what would you say?
Yeah, it's kind of stepping outside my comfort zone and actually putting myself out there. Um, the book fair was a good time. I've never done that
Yeah.
before. So that was fun. Nice meeting people like yourself. Um, I would love to do that again.
Yeah.
I would love this to succeed, actually, just like I would love to have your podcast succeed.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're all thinking of other things to do and some other way that we like to do and
Yeah.
not just have to do.
Yeah. And have you thought of doing that like stuff like kind of like book fairs? I think like putting that way it puts your shop out there. Like, are you trying to do that again? Like getting out there and doing that type of stuff?
Yeah, I want to. I've been kind of looking into it. I've talked to Verbatim Books who put on that book fair,
Yeah.
their store. I dig their store so much.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Um, I'm hoping they do another one. I know it's a lot of work to put it on,
Yeah.
but I would love to do another one. I really would.
Yeah. And I think they have like certain book festivals. I know. I think like Liberty Station. I remember like seeing that like they do it. I don't know now because of COVID, but I remember they would have those, which is kind of cool. Just to get your name out there.
Right, exactly.
And why the name like Bookworks and such? Obviously, the such you said because of the more stuff that you collect, but why Bookworks? What? Why did you come up with that name?
I don't know. I just kind of, it was one of those things that just kind of popped into my head. It was different. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure really where it came from. I'm really not.
Yeah, for some
I,
reason I
I
kept
wish I
saying.
had a great answer and, oh, that's a great story, but I don't have that.
Yeah, at first I was like, I kept wanting to say bookworms and such. Like I was like, just because I'm so used to like hearing that word.
Actually, that would make sense too. Hopefully, I don't have any of those here, but
And what would you say, like talking about like horror and all this stuff, like for you, what would you say is your greatest fear and why?
greatest fear. Um, oof. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure I really have. I guess death is kind of one of those things. We go through life. We're not sure how it's going to happen to all of us.
That's
Every
true.
single one of us has to do it. So I guess the unknown is a little bit
Yeah,
scary in
scary.
the end. Um, yeah, that's probably it. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. And what do you think, like, as far as like us, like horror fans or like people that love to read like horror, like, what do you think, like, makes us like gravitate towards that genre, like, or at least for you, like, what do you love about, like, what gravitated you towards horror, and why do you think you love it?
I think it's the unknown,
Hmm.
the excitement of not knowing what's coming, of the jump scare.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of the newer movies are actually pretty good. I mean, they're different.
Yeah.
Um, M. Night, he does some really different kind of movies. The new movies by I'm not sure of his name. He did the new movie Nope.
Yes. Jordan Peele. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Some of those are a different view towards horror, and I like that. I think that's a good thing. It's not just the jump scare all the time.
That's true. Yeah, like
Yeah.
more like deep thinking, right? Like,
Yes, yes,
yeah, I
yes.
think that's where I think like Stephen King does, like you said, he's good at that, like
Hmm.
formulating like the story and like even developing the characters. Like you said, The Stand is a great is a great book. What did you think about the series? Like, did you like the series or like the mini series that they did?
The new one.
I think the older one. I forgot what the actor's name is. I think it was a stand.
Uh, well, you have Gary Sinise and Molly Ringwald.
I think yeah. I think it was that one. Was it like a '90s? Was it
That's
1980s maybe?
that, I think I like that one better
Yeah.
than the newer one. The newer one wasn't bad, just like the newer Pet Cemetery. It was a different spin on the original.
Yeah.
But I'm the type I go into a movie, especially Stephen King, because he's got a lot of movies out there that are not so good.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of really terrific ones, and I kind of go into the movie. A lot of people get hung up. Oh, it doesn't match the book. That's not how it happened in the book. I go in with it as it's there for entertainment. I like Stephen King. I like movies, and I like horror. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, whatever, move on to the next one. Don't get so hung up on it has to be exactly the same. Like when they did the Dark Tower movie.
Oh yeah.
The Dark Tower series is 8 books. There's no way you can fit 8 books in an hour and a half. You just can't do it.
That's true.
But it's all right for what it is. It's not the best, that's for sure, but it's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember like Stephen King. He said he wasn't a fan of The Shining, right? Like he didn't love the film. He just felt like the adaptation wasn't good. But like you said, there are some bad films. Some that I like stand out to me. I've never read the books. I've mostly seen the movies that like adapt to the books. But like Sleepwalkers is one of mine. Like it's probably like a childhood. Like it's cheesy. I don't know if you've seen that
Yep,
one, but
very
it's like
cheesy.
super cheesy. But like for me, I loved it because I was just
Like,
like it's just like so out of reality, you know.
yeah,
It's
for
just
me,
the
the
lore.
original It
Yeah.
was super cheesy, especially well,
Tim
I don't know if
Curry.
I should do spoilers. I mean, that was in the 90s, but the spider at the oh, so bad.
Oh
This
yeah.
CGI or whatever it's called, it
Yeah.
was so horrible.
You
The
should watch
new,
the
for me, the new
documentary.
It movies were terrific. I love
Yes,
them.
I agree. Yeah, like I think I loved it, the like the miniseries, but the ending, yeah, was like really bad. Like I think you should. I don't know if you've seen it already, but there's like a documentary they did on it.
I
Um,
haven't.
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Where they talk about that scene where they were like, that was the last thing. They were like, oh, what are we gonna do for that final scene? And they were like, they came up with the spider, and it was like it was the most
It
horrible
was
thing.
horrible. It was horrible. Like they also did a mini series on TV of the Shining.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know if
I
you knew
forget
that.
about that.
And it followed the book closer, so a lot of the purists were happier about that, but I did not like it. I just didn't. I love Jack Nicholson. I love his role in it. I love the movie. I always have.
Yeah.
And even Stephen King's opinion on that one can't change it for me.
Yeah.
I just love it. I just do.
Yeah, I know there's been some weird, like I think what was the other one? Red Rose. Did you ever watch that one? I think it was Red Rose.
Of
Uh,
course, the haunted is it a hotel or it was a hotel?
it was like a hotel or a house or something, like a
Yeah, yeah.
mansion.
My
But like
daughter
I think it
actually
started
loves
off
that.
good and then it kind of fell off a little bit for
My
me.
daughter actually loves that one.
Yeah. Well, there's a book series obviously on that one too, right? Or was it a one? Like I don't
I
remember.
think they actually wrote the book after the movie.
Okay.
The book for Rose Red,
Oh yeah, Rose Red.
if I'm not incorrect, is I don't have the book in the store, but it's called the Journals of Eleanor Druce, I
Oh
think it is.
yeah, or Ringbower. Was it Ringbower? I don't know why it's that name's, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
But
you're
they
right.
actually did a paperback of one called Rose Red.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a hard find, that one. The movie and the book actually is kind of a hard find.
I'm gonna have to look for it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember there's been like some like needful thing. I remember if you seen Needful Things with what's his name? The
Ed
guy.
Harris.
Yeah, Ed Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a good one too.
Bonnie Bedelia. Yeah. She was actually in the original Salem's Lot also.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, Salem Slot. That's another one that I would love to see remade, just because I want to see like what effects they can use now for
Yep.
like Salem Slot. Like I feel like that
Now
was a
they're
good
talking
film.
about doing what's the there's a new one they're talking about redoing another one of his movies. God, I can't remember what it is. I just saw it come online just the other day.
Let's see.
I don't remember what it was. Um,
Maybe like Sleepwalkers too, because that one was kind of cheesy, but
a lot of his movies, the ones that aren't in the know of most people, unless you're actually a King fan,
yeah.
he calls them his dollar babies, and a producer will buy that story from him for $1,
Oh
and
wow.
they do whatever they want with that movie. And a lot of times they're just not very good. They're
Oh
just
wow.
not. They just don't translate right or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think same thing with like I think Carrie. They've done it too many times. Like the
Three
originals
times.
is always the best for me.
I think so.
Yeah. Same thing with like did you see Firestarter too? Like it wasn't horrible, but it's just
It was
just
okay. It
yeah.
was okay. Yeah.
I think Christine is like one of my favorites of his.
Yep.
It's
Christine and Cujo
yeah.
are always really good. Yep.
Yeah, I
You'd
can't.
be surprised how many people don't know that Stephen King did Shawshank Redemption or Stand By Me.
And
They
I
love
always
the
forget.
movies, they don't even know it.
I always forget he did Shawshank. I remember Stand By Me. And Stand By Me, I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me it reminds me so much of it. Like just because of the kids, like
Yes.
stories are like so
Yes.
similar.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's a great movie. It's a classic, if you ask me.
Yeah. Is that the one where like you want to see a dead body, right? Like the the classic
Right?
line, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And even yeah, it's a pretty good good film. And before we get out of here, obviously again I appreciate your time that you took for to spend some time with me and getting to know you a little bit better. Before we get out of here, I usually like to ask like for you, what kind of legacy would you love to leave behind, either like on a personal level or on a creative level?
I just want to be remembered as a good guy. My parents taught me right that please and thank you
Yeah,
get you pretty far.
that's true.
And without them, they don't get you very far. And us old school guys, I wholeheartedly believe in that. And just be a good person. Dude, be nice. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to be all about me. It's about us. It's not. So many people get hung up on stupid shit. I'm sorry, but they do. And
It's true.
you can't get in a group of people that talk about politics or religion without something going wrong. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
So move on. Agree to disagree. Whatever. Just live
Yeah.
your life and be happy about it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you a lot about like, just having like simple manners goes a long way. Just like I said, being a good person and building relationships will take you a long way. Yeah, because I feel like sometimes like not to like, shit on like the younger generation, but some like do not have manners. Like I've been to like public places where it's like, damn, like these people did that. Nobody teach them how to say like, excuse me, thank you, like just simple things like that go a long way.
Hold the door for a person. Why not?
Exactly.
And you know what? You know what's bad about, even worse about that, is if you do that and they don't say anything.
Oh yeah.
The next person, you're like, oh, should I or shouldn't I? I shouldn't expect it, but I kind of do.
Yeah.
And it's right. It's manners.
Yeah.
All need to have them.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is like about people like us, like I can tell you're like the same way as me as far as like, like having like just regular like manners is like not allowing those people to change who you are. Because sometimes people like
Right.
you said, you'll change who you are just because oh this person treated me bad, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Like we just keep being friendly. We don't let that, change who we are.
Yeah. Damn
Yeah.
right.
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for like your time. Let me bring up your IG again one more time so people can see this here. Let me. So it's on this is the Instagram BookWorks and Such, and then what's the address to the location?
It's 2300 Tidelands Avenue, National City. It's
Perfect.
the same spot as SoCal Truck Stop.
All right, perfect. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for your time, and keep doing what you're doing. I really like that you're like actually selling books. I think it reminds me a little bit of I don't know if you watched the movie or actually it was a book, which is one of my favorite books, Fahrenheit 451,
Mhm.
where they talk about like destroying books. Like for me, like that's like a nostalgic and like something that I want to make sure it's kept alive, and it's cool the way you're doing to keep
Yeah.
that, alive.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. So have a good rest of your weekend.
You too. And thanks for spending your time with me and helping get the word out there for both of us.
For sure. All right, take care.
Take care, Gary.
All
Gabby.
right.
Thanks.
All right, thanks. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Nightmare on Sedgwick Avenue. If you'd like this episode, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and have a great rest of your day or week whenever you're watching this.